According to Webster's Dictionary, a humanitarian is a person promoting human welfare and social reform. No one embodied this definition more than Eleanor Roosevelt. Eleanor was a devoted humanitarian. She championed the lowly and brought about change. She was a devoted humanitarian because she fought for civil rights, she fought for women's rights, and she fought for human rights. Eleanor lived in a time of racism and segregation towards African Americans, but she did not shrink back from the difficult subject. No, she faced it straight on. She fought for civil rights. First and foremost, she brought attention to the issue, an issue many Americans chose to avoid. She brought, in her daily newspaper column, My Day, she asked Americans, why curse Hitler and support Jim Crow, comparing Hitler's racism towards Jews to the racism in America. Most of Eleanor's triumphs on civil rights came through the military, as Dr. Elida Black, the Eleanor Roosevelt paper's project director, notes. She was an advocate for the Tuskegee Airmen and championed the creation of the Fair Employment Practices Commission, which banned racial discrimination in any defense industry. Eleanor fought for civil rights because she believed it was morally wrong to exclude people from the rights they deserved. She also fought for women's rights, yet another group considered inferior. She pushed hard for women's rights throughout her life and by urging politicians, as Dr. Black points out. Throughout the 1930s, she challenged her husband, FDR, to include women in the Works Progress Administration and in the Social Security Administration, new programs under the New Deal. But as Fran Burke, professor at Suffolk University, notes, most of her influence on women's rights came through her daily life. She demonstrated that a woman could be independent, influential, and professional. Her daily activities in the male political arena gave example, hope, and opened opportunity for all women. Eleanor not only fought for the rights of minorities, including women and African Americans, but she also fought for the entire human race. Blanche Cook's biography on Eleanor asserts that Eleanor's landmark work was as chair of the Human Rights Commission during the first United Nations, where she helped to draft the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which declared all human beings are born free and equal. Dr. Black even states in her paper, The Courage to Lead, that without Eleanor's leadership, the modern human rights movement would have never found its voice. It is apparent that Eleanor fought for human rights, as can be seen through her work with the United Nations. Now, returning to the definition of a humanitarian, Eleanor completely fulfilled the requirements. She not only promoted human welfare and social reform, but she actually created change in the United States and across the world. Eleanor was a devoted humanitarian. She fought for civil rights, she fought for women's rights, and she fought for human rights.